Every night at exactly 11 p.m., millions of people across New York tuned in to a late-night radio show called Midnight Hearts. The host was known only as Luna. No one had ever seen her face. People only knew her gentle voice. She read anonymous love letters, comforted lonely listeners, and ended every show with the same words: "Someone, somewhere is thinking about you tonight." One of those listeners was Jake Harrison, a 33-year-old firefighter from Brooklyn. After losing his fiancée several years earlier, Jake had stopped believing in love. But every night after work, he parked his truck by the Brooklyn Bridge, looked at the city lights, and listened to Luna's voice. It became the only part of his day that felt peaceful. One evening, Luna asked listeners to write about the person they could never forget. Jake sent a letter. He signed it only with the initials J.H. A week later, Luna read his letter live on the air. Her voice trembled as she reached the final sentence. "If love ever finds me again, I hope it recognizes me." Jake couldn't believe it. For the first time in years, someone truly understood how he felt. What Jake didn't know was that Luna's real name was Sophia Bennett, a 30-year-old radio producer. She wasn't just reading his letter, she had read it over and over again after the show ended. Something about his words stayed with her. Weeks passed. Jake continued writing anonymous letters. Sophia continued reading them. Without ever meeting, they slowly fell in love through words. Then, one night, the radio station announced shocking news. The show would end forever. The station had been sold. Luna's final broadcast would be on Valentine's Day. During her last show, Sophia spoke directly to one anonymous listener. "If the person who signs every letter J.H. is listening, I'd like to meet you tomorrow evening, 7 p.m., at the old bookstore on 5th Avenue. Jake's heart raced. The next evening, snow drifted softly across New York City. Jake arrived carrying a single white rose. Inside the bookstore, dozens of people were waiting. Everyone wondered if they were the mysterious J.H. Then Jake noticed a woman standing quietly near the poetry shelves. She held an old microphone pendant around her neck. She smiled. "You brought the white rose." Jake nodded. "And you're Luna." Sophia laughed softly. "I guess we already know each other's hearts." For hours they wandered through the bookstore, sharing stories they had never told anyone else. Months later, every Friday became bookstore night. No phones, no work, just books, coffee, and each other. 1 year later, Jake returned to the same bookstore. This time he had more than a white rose. He carried a small velvet ring box. Standing between the shelves where they had first met, he took Sophia's hand. "I fell in love with a voice, but I stayed because of the woman behind it. Will you marry me?" Sophia smiled through tears. "Yes." The bookstore customers applauded as soft jazz music played in the background. Years later, Jake and Sophia started their own podcast called Midnight Hearts. At the end of every episode, they always repeated the same sentence that had brought them together. "Someone, somewhere is thinking about you tonight." And this time, they knew exactly who that someone was.